From the TBD studios, let's talk live with your hosts, Natasha Barrett and Melanie Hastings.
Small talk, work in the weather. Your guard is up, and I know why.
Well, the holidays are usually a time of family, fun, and food, but for a group of people, this can be one of the hardest times of the year, overeating. It's a vicious cycle where people try to hide their eating. Lauren Grant is the founder of The Hungry Hearts, and she's here to talk about how you can manage your eating habits. Good to have you here, Lauren. You know, here it is, the holiday time, and it seems like all we talk about is food and eating, and for people that have a problem in this area, this is a difficult time of the year.
It really is, and a lot of the stress related to being around family or friends or new environments, dealing with lifestyle changes, a lot of expectations, events really set people up to feel anxiety before the event and then during the event and then feeling bad about it, and then it continues that overeating cycle.
Do a lot of us exhibit this kind of behavior? Are there a lot of overeaters out there?
You know, there are. There's a lot more mainstream, unfortunately, in America than there used to be, and a lot of it is this whole dieting sets us up to cut back, be very restrictive, and then when we do eat, we end up overeating, feel guilty about it, feel like, oh, I'll just get a handle on it after the holidays, and so it's a free-for-all between now and the end of the holiday season.
So when we deny ourselves, that's kind of like the exact opposite than what we should be doing, right?
That's exactly it. It sets us up to overeat. You're right.
It's like the pendulum swinging way out to this way, and then it swings way back the other way. So you've got this organization called Hungry Hearts. Tell us all about what you do.
Well, the Hungry Heart is counselors that have personally gone through and overcome their own issues with food, helping individuals one-on-one, in person, via Skype, group environments, helping them overcome emotional overeating. And it's an 8-session systematic program that helps clients break out of that cycle.
So this is not a nonprofit, this is a business.
That's correct.
Okay, so 8 cycles, and then what's the cost for 8 cycles?
The cost of the program is $1,400, and clients we work with in one-on-one. And each session, what happens is in the first few sessions, they'll stop emotionally overeating, which is great, but then the reasons why they return to the food begins to surface. You know, and that's not always so comfortable. But then they learn how to work through it, so that by the end of the program, they're in a pretty good place. They're eating when they're hungry, they're stopping when they're full, and they're dealing with their life and their emotions completely independently.
So you're seeing success with this program?
Oh, absolutely.
Approximately what percentage would you say you're able to help?
You know, I would say about 80% of the clients that we see stop overeating emotionally in the first few sessions.
Well, that's a great number. What can you tell us about some of the triggers of unhealthy eating?
You know, we eat for a lot of different emotional reasons, whether we're stressed, anxious, tired, lonely, looking for comfort, reward, bored. I mean, whatever the emotion is, we've just successfully learned to turn to food.
You've probably heard it all.
Oh, yeah.
With many clients.
And as long as we need the food as a tool, I mean, it really doesn't matter what diet or what program you put us on, we're going to go back to the eating because we need it. So what happens through this process is clients make slow, steady changes in their thinking process, which changes how they respond, what shows up, and ultimately how they approach the food.
So is after you identify what the trigger is for each individual, then is the next step sort of gaining control over this?
Exactly. And so through letting go of feeling the need to be in control and realizing there's a lot of things in our life that happen outside our control and being okay with it and learning how to process those emotions, we fare much better. And a lot of times the type of clients that we see are very A-type personalities, very proactive, result-driven, and when we can't get a handle on things, that's when we end up turning to the food to block out uncomfortable thoughts or feelings.
We should talk about what the unhealthy eating habits can lead to, because there can be some serious health consequences if this is not taken care of.
That's right, and it really starts with affecting the self-esteem, because when you feel like you can't get a handle on this part of your life, you feel like I can accomplish all these incredible things out there on the planet, so why can't I get a handle on the food? And so it starts affecting how we feel about ourselves, which then starts to affect how we handle other parts of our lives, and it bleeds into our relationships. It affects our health and our well-being. And you know, we're seeing a lot of rises in terms of chronic diseases, heart disease, diabetes.
And of course, anorexia and bulimia too.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And those can be life-threatening illnesses if left untreated.
That's correct.
Yeah. So it's important to get a handle on the eating. What about this holiday? How are we supposed to approach the holiday if we have this kind of issue?
You know, the best thing I can recommend from a holiday standpoint is approach the day like a Thanksgiving day, like any other day. Eat frequently throughout the day. Don't be a big setup to eat the big meal. Take care of yourself, be good to yourself and nice to yourself. So if you're going into stressful environments or seeing people that set you up to feel uncomfortable, take good care of yourself and have a support system. And if you need help, ask for help. All
right, sounds like a plan. Lauren Grant is the founder of The Hungry Heart. Thanks so much for sharing your story with us, Lauren.
Thank you.
Coming up next, the Lowen family is suing one of the biggest shows around. We're going to take a look at what the show the Lowen family is taking to court is. If you have something to say, you can email us at letstalklive@tbd.com, and we'll be right back.